Welcome all NASCAR Heat 3 race fans. Welcome NOSSCAR fans. Happy holidays from all of us here at NOSSCAR. We're going to bring you some NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series action, the final 3 races here in the 2018 season. We're on our way to the racetrack. Pillsbury in the 02 car wins the pole for the first time in his NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series career. And tonight it's all about Ronnie Beach in the 37 car, Dakota Bro in the 98. They're going to be battling for the championship tonight. And make sure you put in the comments section who you're going to be rooting for, the 37 or the 98. Dakota in the 98 comes into this race 15 points behind Ronnie in the 37. Both drivers have been finishing in the top 5 in the last 7 or 8 races in a row. And the green flag is in the air. Here at the Charlotte Dirt Track, 100 laps, the Mountain Dew 100. Pillsbury out front, Dakota right behind him in second. There's Dakota in the 98. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to stay in front of Ronnie in the 37 and get as many points as he can in every race. Tonight, 3 events. B.J. Thomas looking for second underneath the 98. B.J. in the 99 there has 3 wins in his NOSSCAR Dirt Touring Series career, including 1 win last week. And they both have Andrew Putney right behind them in the 4th position. So it's Pillsbury, Dakota Bro, B.J. Thomas, Andrew Putney, and Ronnie Beach, your top 5. They're still side by side for the 5th and 6th positions, but it's 4 cars getting away from the rest, it seems. Pillsbury's got a 2-car length advantage over Dakota. B.J. right behind Dakota. See, Andrew hasn't really tried the inside line yet, just kind of cruising behind these two. The leader's in the wall. Pillsbury goes up the racetrack, and we have a new race leader. It's Dakota Bro in the 98 machine. Contact coming out of the corner. Going into turn 3, they're side by side for second and third. Pillsbury leaned on B.J. Thomas a little bit, and he held on to second. And now he's looking to the inside for the lead. Remember, he's the pole sitter. He may have the fastest car on the racetrack. Pillsbury trying not to let Dakota in the 98 get too far away, and they're beginning to catch a couple of cars to put them 1 lap down here at the Charlotte Dirt Track. We're glad you're joining us here for the Mountain Dew 100. Dakota in the 98 doing exactly what he needs to do to get the championship. He's doing the do. There's still 3-4 wide there for a moment for second, third, 4th, and 5th. That's exactly what Dakota in the 98 wants to see. He wants to see these guys battling for position behind them while he perhaps can run away with the lead. Contact there with the 0-2 of Pillsbury, and up the track went Dakota. Dakota makes contact with the outside wall. Back to the 5th position he goes. Shockey Sherm in the 7 car now puts himself inside the top 5. There's Noah in the 07 having a great run. Man, that's a tough break for Dakota Bro in the 98. Meanwhile, back up front, B.J. Thomas takes the lead, looking for career win number 4 here in the NOSSCAR DT Series on NASCAR Heat 3. Pillsbury still right behind him. Shockey Sherm up to 3rd in the 7. Ronnie Beach, the points leader, running in 4th. Oh, looked like Ronnie had to really slow down in the corner back there. He almost lost the position because of it. Now he's on the inside of Shockey looking for 3rd. They made a little bit of contact, not much. Things have sorted out just a little bit at the front now. BJ Thomas leads the way. Really likes the bottom groove. Most of the front runners running the inside. In fact, it seems like once you get stuck on the outside groove, you lose a couple of spots, especially if they're lined up right behind you. Seems to be the inside groove that's working the best here at the Charlotte dirt tracks so far. It's the Mountain Dew 100. NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, only 3 races left here in the 2018 season. All 3 of them coming to you tonight. Right here on NASCAR Heat 3 on the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. You're watching Pillsbury in the O2 try to work his way closer to BJ Thomas, who's currently scored as your race leader. Whoa! We saw Shockey Sherm in the 7 go way up the hill. He made contact with the outside wall. The points leader was able to get around him. And a couple of cars trying to stay ahead of the leaders and stay on the lead lap. Getting a little bit squirrely as well. We also saw Pillsbury go up the track and make hard contact with the outside wall. Now he's in a battle for second with Ronnie in the 37. Wow, great action all over this racetrack, and this is allowing BJ Thomas to run away with the race lead while we watch a 3-car battle for the second position between Pillsbury, the pole sitter, points leader Ronnie in the 37, and Shockey Sherm. Shockey Sherm in the 7 comes into tonight with 10 races under his belt, with 3 top 5s and 5 top 10s. Love to add to that NASCAR dirt resume of his. There's Trevor Lane, former stage winner here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Has a couple of top 5s under his belt as well. Riding inside the top 10, keeping the leaders in sight. Pillsbury has managed to work his way back around Ronnie in the 37. That was a battle for second and third. And we do have a couple of cars off the racetrack. Deeper in the field, just barely outside the top 10, you have Kenny Adair battling with Jason Armstrong, and they're going to survive and stay on the lead lap, it looks like, here at the end of stage 1. The caution has come out. These drivers have slowed down. BJ Thomas wins stage 1, Pillsbury in second, Ronnie Beach in third, Shockey Sherm in fourth, and Andrew Putney rounding out the top 5. Noah in 6th, Zach Craig in 7th, Trevor Lane in 8th, Brad Dove in 9th, and Dave Marks Jr. rounding out the top 10, and all 10 of those cars are on the lead lap. Now the field is slow. These drivers have an opportunity to make adjustments to these race cars and get them handling the way that they want them to be. Green flag back in the air for stage 2. Pillsbury in the O2 leads them to the line. Oh, and they're battling up there. Nicholas Don Francesco in the 77. We haven't spoken much about him today. He finds himself up there in second, and we have a new race leader, the driver of the 8 car. And that is Zach Craig, folks. Driving the 8 instead of the 83. Takes the race lead from Nicholas Don Francesco. Pillsbury went up the hill a little bit there. Contact made a little bit with Noah in the 07. Dave Marks Jr. right in there with them, as well as Brad Dove in the 3. Dakota Bro in the 98 runs in the 3rd position. He's watching these two battle for the lead. Nicholas Don Francesco to the inside of Zach Craig. 77 in the 8, side by side for the lead. Oh, and Noah in the 07 got all sorts of sideways. These cars, of course, are supposed to be getting sideways, but not quite that much. He held on to it and keeps it going. And we have a new race leader, Nicholas Don Francesco, in the 77 car, makes the move. And he did it on the inside. He's still trying to clear the 8 machine of Zach Craig. Dakota Bro with some contact to the 8 machine. Zach goes up the hill, heading into turn 3 now and through 4. Holds his position on the outside of BJ Thomas for the time being. But we're watching a very scrappy battle for the lead. 7 cars, all under a blanket. Nicholas Don Francesco in the 77 goes way high up the track, loses the race lead to Dakota in the 98. And a couple of cars make contact with the outside wall that time by. BJ Thomas on the inside of Nicholas Don Francesco for 3rd. Dakota in the 98 takes the lead, and he's trying to run away. He's got Ronnie Beach right behind him, and we got a big wreck back there. Jason Armstrong was able to get through it, but I believe Kenny Adair was one of the cars that got all sorts of loose. Wow. There's no shortage of action here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Dakota Bro in the 98 leads the race. Remember Dakota in the 98, Ronnie right behind him in the 37. They come into this event first and second in the point standings. Ronnie in the 37, the points leader, has a 15-point cushion over Dakota in the 98. Dakota doing everything he can to get more points than Ronnie here in the final 3 races of the 2018 NASCAR Dirt Touring Series season. Hosted on NASCAR Heat 3, all 3 races coming to you tonight here on our YouTube channel. And they're making contact. They're battling for the lead. Ronnie's there. He's still there. They're almost dead even. In fact, give the advantage to the 37 and BJ Thomas right there with both of these guys. BJ Thomas in the 99 has a win this season. He's been driving part-time. He had 2 wins last season in his full-time run for the championship. Now he finds himself running in 3rd, looking for his 4th career win and his 2nd of the season. And a big move by Dakota in the 98 to take the lead back, but the crossover move is being executed perfectly by both Ronnie and Dakota. And these drivers are still yet to figure out who's going to lead this race, and we're only in the 2nd stage. BJ Thomas with a bit of contact, and he'll take the 2nd position. It looked like Ronnie lifted a little bit. He doesn't want to put himself in any danger. If he can come home with a top 5, even if Dakota wins the race, that's still an alright points day for Ronnie in the 37. He needs to manage that 15-point gap as well as possible. Dakota went a little bit higher up in the corner there, and that allowed BJ Thomas to get to the inside to challenge for the race lead. It's a 6-car battle for the lead. You got Andrew Putney trying to take the 3rd position from Nicholas Don Francesco. The 27 and 77 having a good battle, and Shockey Sherm right behind both of them. Looked like Nicholas went up and hit the wall a little bit. Shockey made a move and took the 5th position, and they're still battling for the lead up here. Dakota retakes the lead from Ronnie, and now BJ Thomas looking to take the 2nd position. These 3 look very evenly matched, and it doesn't appear that anyone's been able to drive away from one another. They're all locked in this washing machine, or this dryer, this paper clip, this bull ring here at Charlotte, the dirt track, the Mountain Dew 100. The battle behind them is sorted out a little bit. Now the front 6 have settled it down to single file action. And it looks like some of these drivers are trying a bit of a higher line. Nicholas went a little bit too high there. Nicholas Don Francesco was one of the drivers that took 2 tires only on the pit stop at the end of stage 1 to gain himself some track position. Restarted 3rd, and now he's holding on in 6th. And we're in the final laps of stage 2 at the Charlotte Dirt Track. Pardon me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to join us for all the future races from all 15 NASCAR leagues on 6 different video games and 3 consoles. Multiple different hosts to Make sure that everybody has an even playing field, no bias shown, no reckless drivers. Man, these drivers are not giving an inch. Dakota holds on to the lead for now. BJ Thomas running in second, right behind him. And when they cross the stripe for the green and white checkers, it's Dakota in the 98 taking the stage win. And BJ Thomas is going to have to settle for second here in stage 2. What a stage. We saw 3 and 4 wide for the race lead. Trevor Lane in the 00 running in 7th, Brad Dove in 8th, and 15 cars amongst the 18 drivers who started this event are still on the lead lap. So 15 cars have a firm shot to win the Mountain Dew 100. These drivers get one last shot to make adjustments before the end of the race. Final stage. The green flag is in the air. BJ Thomas and Ronnie Beach lead them to the line. Andrew Putney in the 27 right there with them. And the battle is on here in the Charlotte Dirt. BJ Thomas to the inside. Ronnie hanging tough on the outside. Oh, and they're battling behind them for the 3rd position. BJ not giving up. He's still on the bottom. Some of these drivers losing ground to these two. Dave Marks Jr. in the 33 runs in 3rd. Andrew Putney right there with him. Dakota Bro in the 98. Zach Craig in the 8. That's your top 6. They're 3 wide. Shockey Sherm went up the hill a little bit, made contact with Zach, and they're still trying to sort it out back there. Oh, and Nicholas Don Francesco makes contact with a couple of cars. He made contact with Dave Marks Jr. I made a mistake there a moment ago. The 33 is driven by Devin Lane, and a big wreck there in the corner. Dakota Bro in the 98 was involved. Shockey Sherm in the 7 was involved. Trevor Lane, Nicholas Don Francesco were able to get through it, but that was a bit of a wild mess. And Kenny Adair getting into the back bumper of Jason Armstrong. Dave Marks Jr. was able to get around both of them. Meanwhile, back up front, Ronnie in the 37 has the race lead. Looking for his 6th career NASCAR Dirt Touring Series win, but he's going to have to hold off a hard-charging BJ Thomas and Andrew Putney, the 99 and the 27. BJ Thomas, 3 career wins here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Andrew Putney with 2 wins. And 9 top 5s in all 9 starts that he has entered, that he has made in this series. They're still bouncing off each other for the 2nd and 3rd positions. And that's Brad Dove in the 3, right behind them, but he's not currently scored in the 4th position. He is the first car 1 lap down in the 15th position. He was involved in one of those incidents. We're still watching a heck of a battle for 2nd and 3rd, and I'm not sure if either of these drivers are going to have enough to run down Ronnie, but if they do, they need to clear each other and figure out who it's going to be really soon. Here we go. It might now be BJ Thomas and the 99 machine. They were both kind of holding each other up the longer that they ran side by side, battling for 2nd. Getting back single file might help both of them. Devin Lane still running in the 4th position. Dakota Bro battling with Pillsbury for 5th. Pardon me. BJ making a little bit of ground here on Ronnie in the 37. Cars left on the track. Getting a report that Pillsbury in the 02 car, your pole sitter, is currently scored in the 14th position, the first car, one lap down. And the battle for the lead is on. BJ Thomas in the 99 is there. Looking to the inside through 3 and 4. Didn't quite have the run that he needed, but he's still alongside Ronnie. And this is what Andrew in the 27 needs. He needs them to battle and work beside each other for a couple of laps. Then he can perhaps put that 27 car in a position to win this race. Dakota in the 98 has passed Devin Lane in the 33 for the 4th position. So your 2 championship contenders are running in 1st and 4th. There might be enough laps left for Dakota to charge up there and battle with these guys, especially if they stay side by side. BJ tried the outside line. It didn't quite work. He tries the inside. And now Andrew in the 27 is there. This has now become a 3-car battle for the lead, for the win here in the final stage at the Charlotte Dirt Track. 2018 NASCAR Dirt Touring Series season is coming to an end tonight. All 3 races will be completed tonight, the final 3. And you're watching the points leader, Ronnie, show you why he is the points leader. 5 wins this season, 14 top 5s, 15 top 10s in all 15 starts that he's made this season. Been a career year for that number 37 team. BJ Thomas, he participated in the first season and now once again here in the second season. So a little bit more experience under the belt for BJ Thomas, and he's working to show Ronnie Beach that experience. He's on the inside trying to take the race lead, and he's got the 27 car right behind him. BJ Thomas still there at the quarter panel. And that's Dakota in the 98 catching up to the pink and white car driven by Brad Dove in the 3. And they're still side by side. You can see that Andrew in the 27 needs to lift from time to time. And this is what I'm talking about, a little bit of contact now between BJ and Ronnie. And that's the best position that BJ Thomas has had on Ronnie Beach so far. And in this effort to make this pass, they're catching a couple of cars that they're going to put a lap down. That includes Zach Craig in the 8 car. There was another car there I saw for a moment. And the 3-car battle for the lead is on here in the final laps of the final stage. BJ is not giving up. He's still there on the inside of Ronnie. And that's Noah in the 07 car, just in front of the race leader, battling with Zach Craig in the 8. They are both scored on the lead lap in 12th and 13th. And you got to believe that they'll be letting the leaders go by once they come up on their back bumpers. The battle for the lead has settled down just a little bit. This is calm compared to most battles for the lead that we see in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Ronnie in the 37 trying to hang on for dear life to capture his 6th win of the season, and that would certainly perhaps put the championship hopes for Dakota in the 98 out of reach if he were to be able to do that here tonight at the Charlotte Dirt Track. There's Noah in the 07. Hard contact actually with the outside wall. The good news is the leaders got through clean. The bad news is Noah lost a ton of track time because of that. And B.J. Thomas completes the pass to take the lead on Ronnie Beach. And that's what Dakota wanted to see. The less points that Ronnie can accomplish and accumulate in these final 3 races tonight, the better for the chances of Dakota winning the championship. To keep his championship hopes alive, he needs to get as many points as he can and maybe hope for Ronnie to have a bit of a rough race. BJ clears the lapped car of Zach Craig in the 8. The next car to go 1 lap down is Jason Armstrong in the number 80 machine. BJ Thomas puts a couple of car lengths distance in between himself and Ronnie Beach, and I guess we kind of did see BJ Thomas do this in stage 1. Once he took the lead, he was able to run away smooth, and it's BJ Thomas winning the race here at the Charlotte Dirt Track. 4th career NASCAR Dirt Touring Series win. Ronnie finishes in the 2nd position. Andrew Putney will finish in 3rd. Brad Dove finishes in 4th. Dakota Bro in the 98 car rounds out the top 5. Turns out Brad Dove in the 3. We had a bit of a scoring error up here. Brad Dove in the 3 was truly on the lead lap, and he'll pick up a top 5 finish for the second time in his NASCAR Dirt Touring Series career. Dakota Bro, as I mentioned, round out the top 5. Trevor Lane finishes in 6th. Devin Lane 7th. Dave Marks Jr. in 8th. Kenny Adair 9th. Nicholas Don Francesco rounding out the top 10. Jason Armstrong, Zach Craig, a couple of rough runs as opposed to what they're used to, finishing in 11th and 12th, respectively. Congratulations to B.J. Thomas on the number 99 car. We're going to see if we can get him in here for a post-race interview. Then we're going to get the action started for the 2nd race of the night, and that comes from the Richmond International Raceway. We will be pouring some mud on the asphalt and getting the drivers ready to go for 100 laps at Richmond. 80 laps at Richmond. And we're hoping B.J. Thomas is on his way to the NASCAR commentary booth. Joining us now in the NASCAR commentary booth, the winner here of the Mountain Dew 100 at the Charlotte Dirt Track, B.J. Thomas, number 99. Thanks for joining us here. Before you go spray champagne on the pit crew, just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. You look like you had a really strong car right from the get-go. You were fast in stage 1, and you were able to take off with a bit of a lead. And we were wondering if we were going to maybe see you not win another race due to traffic and having to come from the back. Were the same thoughts going through your mind when you had to start behind a lot of cars for stage 2?
Not really. I knew it was just 2nd stage, and I had another caution to bank on. And I worked my way up to 3rd then, or something, 2nd, I think. And then the hit it in front of me, so I got 1st in. And then Dabs was on my outside, and he got the lead. He was in the lead for a while, and due to lap traffic, I got the lead then. So.
How do you approach these final 3 races tonight, knowing that you're competing for the win against 2 drivers that are competing for a championship?
I try not to think too much of it. I'm out there to do the same as them or race.
Well, congratulations, B.J. Thomas, 4th career win in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. Go celebrate with your team.
Yep, thanks.
That was B.J. Thomas, driver of the number 99 car here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. A very strong performance here at the Charlotte Dirt Track, was able to hold on for the win. A couple of more post-race interviews coming up, and we will be bringing you live action from Richmond International Raceway. Joining us now.
How's it going, Tom?
Good. Joining us now in the commentary booth, driver the number 37 Dirt Late model in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, Ronnie Beach, the points leader.
Yeah,
Good
that was
run
a rough
out
one
there.
there.
That was a wild race. We saw everything. We saw 3-4 wide battles for the lead. We saw 7 or 8 cars in under a half a second of each other fighting for the lead. And you were able to bring it home in second, and that's a valuable points day for you. Describe your day for us, and describe what your thoughts were trying to hold Dakota behind you.
Well, at first I realized everybody was following the leader there on the bottom, so I tried jumping up a little top there and kind of started getting some traction. It seemed like that was the line, just making sure he took the pit, the second stage there, and I knew that gave me a little ground, a little breathing room. It's pretty rough to get past all those guys.
Is there ever a time where you think about adjusting whatever your strategy may be after seeing perhaps other strategies work for other drivers or seeing what they're doing? How do you go about strategizing heading into a race like this?
I just try making sure I'm up front in the third stage there. It's rough trying to get around everybody. They're all banging, and everybody's raced 50, 60 laps, so I didn't want to give much room. So the further up front you can start, the better off you're going to be.
Well, congratulations on a successful run, and good luck to you in the final 2 races of the night.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Ronnie. Thanks very much. Will do. That was Ronnie Beach, driver of the 37 car, the current points leader, holding on for dear life with 2 races left in the season. Has a comfortable cushion over Dakota Bro. He extends his points lead from 15 now to 18. 18-point gap in between Dakota Bro and the 98 and Ronnie Beach in the 37. Going to get one more post-race interview before we bring you live coverage of the race at Richmond. Still awaiting the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series driver to enter the NASCAR broadcast booth. One last post-race interview before we bring you live coverage of the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series race at Richmond. That'll be beginning in about 15 minutes' time. Live coverage on YouTube will begin in about 20 to 25 minutes from now here on YouTube. Joining us now in the NASCAR commentary booth, the broadcast booth, driver of the number 27 car in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, Andrew Putney, brought it home in third here tonight at the Charlotte Dirt Track. Andrew, I know you're a part-time driver, but you definitely have the talent and the ability to be a full-timer competing for the championship, and you would have been if you didn't miss those few races. Describe how it feels facing these drivers that are competing for a championship, and how do you go about competing for the win without wrecking them or ruining or sabotaging their chances?
I just try and be ready on the brakes and not run it into the turn. Pay attention to where they're running and just try and not mess them up.
We saw you make some really impressive passes out there. At one point, we saw you 3 and 4 wide with a couple of other cars battling inside the top 5. Describe how your car handled and describe your race for us.
That was a pretty good race overall. Spun a lot coming out if I tried to hurry it up out of the turn, but if I just took my time, it handled pretty good.
Is there anything you think you maybe could have done differently to run down B.J. Thomas?
I'm not sure. I could have probably pitted again and adjusted something, but I didn't feel like taking the chance on adjusting too much and being slower than what I was.
Yeah, exactly. You don't ever want to go the wrong way on the adjustments, that's for sure. Well, either way, congratulations. 3rd place finish at the Charlotte Dirt Track, and good luck to you at Richmond and Texas later tonight.
All right, thank you.
That was Andrew Putney, driver of the 27 in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series. A solid 3rd place finish for him. He definitely would have been a championship contender this season if he did not miss those few races. And joining us now in the commentary booth, driver of the number 98 machine, Dakota Bro, competing for a championship here tonight. Not the run he was looking for. Well, it looked to be for stage 1 and 2, but where did things go wrong for you, Dakota?
I pitted in that last stage and started, I think, like 5th or 7th, somewhere in there. And there was about 5 cars in front of me that didn't pit. And when I took off, some of them drivers didn't quite get into one. They kind of shoved high, and I stuck to the low. I go down into 3 and 4. Everything's fine. Come into the front stretch, and Shocky's on the inside, and out of nowhere, I get bumped and shoves me straight up and didn't lift. He stuck to my driver's side door until I hit the wall and threw me back to about 9th, and I fought my way back up to 5th, and that's the best I could do. It's a bad points race for me. I just feel like everything's slipping away right here at the end with the points being the way they are. It's a catchy thing. It's disappointing.
Yeah, we realize this does put a dent in your championship hopes, but what is the game plan for the final 2 races? What's the plan?
I dominated Richmond last time. Just hope and pray we got the car to run it again, and hopefully head into Texas and do the same. Texas, the bull ring, though, it's going to be a challenge. I just hope something's got to go my way. Let's just hope it happens. We'll see where it goes.
Overall, you've had a great season. 16 starts, 4 wins, 13 top 5s, and 15 top 10s in those 16 starts. So congratulations on your season so far, and good luck tonight at Richmond in Texas.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was Dakota Bro, driver of the number 98 Dirt Late model car here in the NASCAR Dirt Touring Series, one of the championship contenders here at the end of the 2018 NASCAR Dirt Touring Series season. We're coming up now on the beginning of the Richmond race. All we're going to do, folks, is shut down the live broadcast and begin a new one in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go too far. The NASCAR Dirt Touring Series action is coming your way very shortly. Hit that subscribe button to catch all the action coming up in the 2019 NASCAR Dirt Touring Series season, as well as the NASCAR Royal Cup Series season, NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season, and the NASCAR Elite Series season over on the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition game. We'll see you shortly, guys. More action coming your way.